when the operation of the machine becomes so odious, makes you so sick at heart that you can't take part. You can't even passively take part. And you've got to put your bodies upon the gears and upon the wheels, upon the levers, upon all the apparatus, and you've got to make it stop. And you've got to indicate to the people who run it, to the people who own it, that unless you're free, the machine will be prevented from working at all.
Hello.
What's up, people?
What's going on?
Hi. Slacking like motherfuckers today.
30 minute slackers.
Hey.
Actually, it was under 30 minutes, so you get the shit
All right,
for
so
free.
it was 30 minutes or less.
Yeah, to get the shit
Delivery was on time.
What's going on, everybody? August 15th. And I'm slightly out of excited to walk through a rainstorm to get here. So.
Well, that and
Well,
everything.
And the goddamn world. Well, the world's not officially ending. At least my fear, because I was able to see it before we came on. Was so Kim Jong, he's little Kim's backing off. He's like, he looked at the plan for Guam and he was like, nah, it's not good. We're not gonna mess with it.
No, his military officials were like, you do realize that they could like wipe us off the map, right?
Well, also too, they were probably like, yeah, it's Guam, it's them, but it's just Guam.
Well, that was part two of the convincing. Well, what I said was part two. They were like, yeah, Guam isn't really like the part of the United States we're going for.
Yeah, if they would have been like, yeah, we got Pearl Harbor, then oh shit.
And
oh shit.
Plus, there's the fact that they can nuke 2,688 sites simultaneously with just their Ohio class subs.
Yeah, you were telling. I gotta try and sit on this couch. I don't have my normal headphones. Of course, I got give the red ones.
Hey.
So I'm literally like chained to the back of the couch. So I got
just lean back and relax, man.
Well,
bring the mic up in your grill.
Okay, well, I gotta also
dog.
do this. I don't want to sit too far back because then my feet come up and I look like a midget sitting on this futon. Now you were saying that before the show, like we. And okay, what's the size of these bombs though? Like, is it like 2,000 Hiroshimas?
I'll explain it. All right, so we have 14 Ohio-class nuclear submarines, or Ohio-class submarines that are nuclear equipped. Each one of them carries 24 Trident II missiles, which each carry 8 warheads and 4 dummies.
Why 4 dummies?
International treaty says we can only have 8 nukes per missile.
So they put like hunting shotgun cartridge restrictions in nuclear. It's a nuclear fucking bomb. Yeah. What's the difference if it has 4 dummies? Like, it was 12 total, right?
It's either 8 100 kiloton nuclear warheads.
Okay, which does what? What's 100 kilotons do?
Well, there's actually a hold on, let me get it up on the John here. Let me find it. So it's.
Oh, you still got the Star Trek theme up.
That's just the theme on my web browser. Nuclear blast calculator.
Okay.
All right,
this is the nuke map.
Oh, nuke map. That's it. Where is it? Yeah, nuke map. Classic. So here, F11. Yeah, that's nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice.
Nice. Where is the one I'm looking for? Okay. Yeah, there we go. I'll bring this over here for a second so that I can still see. Okay, so here we go. All right, New York City.
All right. Oh, there we are. Hey.
New York, New York. All right, enter a yield. All right, where is it?
Oh, yeah. This is the part where you have to have eyes. Don't look at me, dude. I got glasses and mine are horrible. I can't see a goddamn thing on that screen right now. So.
All right, so pretty much on downtown Manhattan there.
This is 100 megaton.
100 kiloton.
100 kiloton.
Kiloton. Yeah.
Smaller than a megaton.
Yeah. All right. The red in this, well, the part in the center, that whatever's there is completely vaporized. It doesn't exist. It's just fucking been completely just fucking ripped apart.
Okay.
This is completely leveled. This is like lots of damage. Here, hold on. Let me see if I can make this bigger. All right, yeah. So that's the fireball radius. Which
Just in complete Terminator 2 fucking
yeah,
Linda,
anything
Linda
in there
Hamilton
is
scene.
is
just gone.
fucking fucked up.
Just gone.
This is 20 psi air pressure. Heavily built concrete buildings are severely damaged or demolished. Fatalities approach 100%.
Yeah, because your insides are just pulverized by the air pressure, just moving.
Yeah,
like you're just So the first two you're done. All right, you know what I mean. Like first one's fireball, second one's just air.
The green area is the radiation radius, and that's going to be 500 rems of radiation, between 50 and 90% mortality from acute effects alone. Dying takes between several hours and several weeks. This area here, that's the air blast radius. 4.6 psi overpressure. Most buildings collapse. Injuries universal. Fatalities widespread. And then this is thermal radiation radius. 3rd-degree burns to all exposed skin. Starts fires and flammable materials. Contributes to firestorm if large enough.
So, and we can throw 2,000 of those onto specifically locked targets, and just call it a day.
That's the W76. We also have, oh come on, all right, trackpad time, because my mouse is being retarded.
This is insane.
All right. Oh, yeah. Here's the B61. It's 340 kilotons.
Oh no. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's all the way to Jersey City.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and that's not even our largest. We have here's our 350 kiloton to W87, which is pretty much the same. We also have the Trident D5 missile, which carries a 475 kiloton.
Oh,
and we get bigger. The W59 Minuteman, which is 1 megaton.
dude, it's goodbye. It's over.
Yeah, there's Newark, New Jersey.
You call it Newark?
Yeah, Newark, whatever. Newark. All right. Largest bomb in U.S. Or current U.S. arsenal, the B-83, which is 1.2 megatons. Is Tsar Bomba in here?
Oh, the Russian one?
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
Craziness. Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely getting sound this time. If everyone remembers, 5 minutes and 35 seconds last week. 5 minutes and 35 seconds that we did not have sound. That was hilarious. Not that we're giving you anything riveting this week, aside from the just mass death. It's just like
yes. So it's a primer in U.S. nuclear arsenal. But here's what the Tsar Bomba does in its maximum yield configuration, which is 100 megatons.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yes, it's a good thing Russia only ever built 2 of those. One of them was detonated, and one of them's disarmed and in a museum.
It's just, dude, there's no hope.
Morristown, Bridgegate, Long Beach, Asbury Park,
almost like Trenton, damn near Trenton. Dude, this is
Hempstead,
Hickville. This is shit that
Long Island.
Well, it is taking out the Hamptons. But dude, this is honestly shit
that's Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Yeah, but this is shit that straight up starts Fallout 4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is a couple of these strategically around. This is how.
Well, see, the Russians weren't good at targeting stuff, so they were like, well, fuck it, we're just going to make a really big bomb. As long as we get close, it is gone.
Good thing they did. What was the did they stop?
All
Manhattan, it's just a fireball.
Fucking vaporized.
It's a fireball. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but everything's destroyed there. All of Manhattan is gone.
Except for the lone survivor. Vault 97. Underneath.
Oh, the Federal Reserve Vault?
Yeah, it's
that'd probably be the only thing left in New York City, because that thing is like you want to talk about vaults, or unbustable vaults. That's probably the closest you're ever going to get to completely impossible to bust.
But this is what's scary, is because my fear with North Korea was not all right, that this guy was going to bomb us.
Here's North Korea's biggest nuke. All right, ready?
It's like a tactical nuke. See, that's the thing.
10 kilotons.
And then they call that stuff tactical. They're like, oh yeah, it just does a small. It's like it's a fucking nuclear bomb, dude.
Here's wow, really? They made a 500-ton nuclear weapon.
Yeah, again, they call it tactical nukes. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's only going to take out part of this. It's only going to nuke part of this city. You know.
The Davy Crockett. They got the Davy Crockett. You know what that was?
No.
United States Army back in fucking World War II. They were fucking experimented with a fucking shoulder-fired tactical nuclear weapon. A
fat man. Pretty much.
No, I think there's a video of it. I'm gonna find the video of it.
Well, it's still fuck some shit up, dude. Look, it's a shoulder-fired nuke.
Yeah, hold on, I'll switch off real quick.
But that's like the one weapon from Fallout 4 or the Fallout series where I think it was called a Fat Man, where it was literally just you just launch little mini nukes at enemies, and you can even it can even be set up with an MIRV. You know what I mean? Multiple something return vehicle. I don't know. You know. Basically, in the game, it fucks shit up. But that's it. The thing with the North Korea was for me, dude, at least, was it was a matter so much of Not that he was going to do any shit to us. If anything, it's South Korea and Japan that are the ones that really got to worry about it. We got sound here.
All right. We shouldn't get any shit for this because I think
It's old as fuck.
Yeah, I think it's non-copyrightable.
Yeah,
at this point.
it's. Yeah, bring that bitch over. Yeah.
This is a M388 Davy Crockett operational test.
The objective of this operation is
I
to
love the
demonstrate
narrators.
tactically the infantry and armor's current organic low-yield nuclear delivery system, the Davy Crockett. The tactical situation
Sounds like
has
one of
been
those old
pre-designed to
commercials.
illustrate the employment of Davy Crockett in support of an attack. The
Oh,
plan
boy.
of the exercise calls for the Davy Crockett to be fired in the zone of action of the 1st Mechanized Battalion.
Maybe
12th
this isn't
Infantry.
the
Our forces are
shoulder-fired one.
disposed
This
as
might be
indicated
the
here.
tripod-mounted one.
Company A
Still.
with an attached platoon of tanks. Company B, simulated. Company C, also simulated,
Yeah,
is
we're
in
just going to
reserve.
pretend those tanks are there.
Other elements actually
we can shoot
participating
over there,
are
too.
the mortars, the recoilless rifles,
Snipers.
the light Davy
No,
Crockett
recoilless
launcher,
rifles are
maximum
fucking
range
huge.
2,000 meters. The two heavy Davy Crockett launchers, maximum range 4,000 meters. The supporting artillery battery,
And they all get nuked.
and the battalion headquarters.
It's just.
Well, this might be how they're putting their troops.
The
out
enemy
there.
in this sector of the
This-
combat zone has been driven back to these positions. He also holds strong reserves here.
Oh, yeah.
The battalion has been ordered
Okay,
to
so these
secure
are the
objectives
friendlies.
1 and 2.
This is
Company
the
A will
simulated
attack to
enemies.
seize objective 1. Company B will attack to seize objective 2. To assist in breaching the enemy's defenses, one Davy Crockett nuclear round will be detonated here
Oh, yeah.
26 minutes prior to the attack. The significance of this operation was recognized throughout our military establishment.
Well,
Key
do we see this
representatives
shit?
from
Like,
all the services and other interested agencies
Wow.
were invited to observe this historic event, a critical first for the Army. The President was represented by close personal advisors. Prior to the exercise, the observers were oriented on the salient characteristics of the Davy Crockett system and on the overall scheme of maneuver
Fucking
they would
crazy.
witness.
They're just on bleachers where
The countdown for the firing of the nuclear round was under control of the Defense
they're just going
Atomic
to sit there
Support
on
Agency.
bleachers and watch the nuke go off.
Safety measures for the exercise were supervised by the Chief Safety Officer.
I'm just up here in a tower. I'm gonna.
At H minus 5 minutes, all troops
Yeah, it's
were
only a
ordered to take
20-ton
cover in
nuke, but
previously
still.
prepared trenches.
That's 20 tons of TNT. Worth
But-
of
At
explosion.
H minus
it's-
3 minutes, all observers put on high-density goggles or turned their backs to the direction of the burst to avoid retinal burns.
Yeah.
At H minus 2 minutes, green star clusters were fired as the final warning before the detonation. The round was launched at H minus 17 seconds to accomplish H-hour impact on the desired ground zero at a range of 2,852 meters. The round was set for a low height of burst. It detonated perfectly, releasing its lethal radiation.
And then we need you to march past that, boys, and take the objective.
Yeah.
Like any other nuclear weapon, the Davy
We want you to
Crockett
go
gives off
straight
3
through that
basic
fucking...
effects:
We hope you don't
Heat,
ever plan on having
blast,
children.
and nuclear radiation. By far, the most significant effect is its deadly initial nuclear radiation.
Yeah, but oh my god, it's just amazing. We just thought like our military brass had thought at one point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we could just use this in combat and just drop it like we do like conventional. You know what I'm saying? Like Because it's one thing that, like, obviously the explosion and the heat from a conventional bomb, and then there's also the concussive effect that happens. Like, dudes get their insides, like, blasted apart, but it's not, like, out. You know what I mean? Like, they all get ruptured internally and so forth and so on from the concussion. You know what I mean? Like, now you're adding nuclear fallout. Like, you're adding just nasty, disgusting stuff. Like, it's oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. Yeah, that thing is just. Oh boy. Oh, we might get.
Is this the video?
It could be.
I don't know if this is the real one.
It's just.
No, that's not the real one. That can't be the real one. It looks fake, doesn't it?
A little bit. Might be. Oh, hey. It said we're live. Did you see that? We know we're live. Show other people. I'm trying to cover up for the copyright.
I'm just going to mute it and then find the explosion. That way they can't get off.
Yeah, and again, yeah, it was under 15 seconds, too. Yeah, I mean, it's the thing. Okay, so what I was saying with North Korea, like the big thing with him is he ain't got shit to do anything to us. It's going to be Seoul and South Korea and Japan that would have to fear some shit. And like, especially like, you know, he could do something with one of his nukes if he does get it miniaturized onto one of his clunky ass missiles. But the bigger thing to worry about with him is that fucking artillery batteries that they have all just north of the DMZ. That's all pointing down at Seoul. Like, dude, in 30 minutes, like, he could fire all them guns in, like, over the course of 30 minutes, and that entire city is leveled, you know? And
true, but...
And it's just a matter of, like, why provoke this asshole? Like, first off, what happened to fucking ISIS?
Don't forget we
know
have
what I mean?
cruise missiles out the ass, too.
Right, it's like, it's no...
Like, we could simultaneously strike...
It's no contest.
Cruise
like,
missiles, if we wanted to.
It's honestly no contest taking care of this asshole. It's no contest. They're armed, but they're training. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, our dudes and chicks, like, they would definitely throw a hurting on the guy. And North Korea, like, it would be over so fast. It would be bloody as shit, though, man, because like a lot of people would fucking die. So it just makes you wonder, like, why? Oh, Jesus Christ, is that it?
Yeah, hold on. Let me.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you gotta be shitting me.
Here, I'll play. Let me stop it right there.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And full screen it, and I'll switch it over.
But it's always been, like, there's always, to me, it just seems like with North Korea, there's, like, this chess game that you have to play. It's just, like, and it's just this verbal diplomatic game that you just play with the guy. Like, oh, yeah, yeah, you know, like, the thing is, I don't think, it's like wrestlers cutting promos. I think Trump thinks it's real.
Well, he's been on WWE, so.
You know, because the thing is like, especially when you look at China and
I think he was at WrestleMania 1, actually.
The first one?
Yeah.
He wasn't one of them. He was at one of them. Then he shaved Vince McMahon at one or something.
Yeah. And Vince McMahon had a bet, and whoever lost would have to shave, or would get their head shaven by the winner. But yeah,
we knew who was gonna. We kind of knew who was winning that one. Vince's like, I'll shave my head. But the more or less it just seems like he doesn't realize that this shit is. See, that's, oh my God.
It's the size of a school bus, 44 feet.
Oh my God. Oh, goodbye. Like, you don't see nothing. It's
That's a half yield Zarbamba. That's 50 megatons.
It's just nothing left. Dude, like I said, they start Fallout. If they're going off and if they're it's
look at that.
We are done. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Total destruction, 15-mile radius. 3rd-degree burn, 64-mile radius.
That means if that shit dropped in Philly, we're done.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
We saw what it did to New York. That shit came down pretty much to Trenton. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. That's pretty nuts.
and as high as Bridgeport, Connecticut. Like it's insane, dude.
Yeah. Fucking nukes are no joke.
Let me ask you this: if we were to
I wouldn't be surprised if Kim Jong Un backing down. I wouldn't be surprised if it caused him trouble, because it's a very fragile dictatorship he has.
it
Like-
could he could be
Like,
he could be getting played.
His family has been like brainwashing the Vietnamese people for years,
Korean people.
or Korean people. Sorry, they've been brainwashing the North Korean people for years. They get taught in school everything is about how America hates them and wants to attack them and take them over.
He could
enslave them all.
He could be getting. There is this slight possibility he could be getting played right now by his own apparatus, by like the own people around him, like because the news media could be saying like, oh yeah, great dear leader, like we're almost about ready to miniaturize a nuke. Yeah, we're gonna tell him we're gonna miniaturize a fucking nuke. So he's gonna go and say the dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like kind of helping someone towards a cliff. I don't know. It's a weird fucking psyop game that I'm kind of describing in a sense. Because there's also just too, like, maybe the people are that brainwashed, especially the apparatus that works in and around him.
Yeah.
That they're just like naive and just like, oh yeah, we're this close to fucking sending fire and fury on these assholes, and like, no, you're not. Like,
fucking
like,
Trump with that fucking shit. It's like, dude,
you can tell who wrote
and
that.
he improvised that shit.
No, you can tell who wrote that.
From what I understand, that was just like he was just talking off the cuff.
And who do you think was probably spouting shit like that around the office? Who do you think? It's Steve Bannon, dude.
Yeah, fucking
it's
Bannon.
that rat fucker, Steve Bannon.
White nationalists. Yeah, fucking new name for an old idea. Just a new
Alt-right.
package.
Yeah, alt-right.
It's fucking.
It's in, dude. That's why, like, I kind of.
They're not white nationalists. They're white supremacists. They just haven't. It's just a new spin. Oh, I don't hate Muslims. I just don't want them in my country.
And see,
I don't hate black people, but I don't want them in my country.
well, and that's one thing too. Is
Actually, wrong voice for that. Well, actually, no, not so much anymore, because there's fucking some of them even in places you wouldn't think there would be them.
the bougie racist. See that's actually you're.
I mean, there's always these guys.
right. You're
White power. White power.
You are unpacking
Fucking-
some interesting things right now because. Well, I'll stick with this one. If
We're getting a double whammy. We got the fucking North Koreans were fucking threatening us, and they're probably going to threaten us again, because that's what North Korea does. All right, it's been long enough. We can fucking start threatening the United States again.
But again, the China getting back to that real fast, the China dynamic, like that alone right there is because one, they use a lot of North Koreans to make their fucking made in China products. So they're not gonna, and second, they're not gonna let a quote unquote democratic / capitalist quote unquote Korea or Korea be united underneath that system. They're gonna keep North Korea there as a buffer, and they're gonna let him talk all his shit. He's just a little dog on a leash that they just keep on a leash. And I don't think, and the thing is I think it's on China. I don't think China would ever let that motherfucker go unless they get to a certain point where we are so crippled economically and militarily. Then they'd be like, go right ahead, dude. Because if they try and fire back, we can swat their shit down. Which that would be decades. You know what I mean?
What I find interesting is that Korea started talking the big game. Oh, we're gonna hit the mainland United States, and China was like, Yeah, if you lob a nuke at the United States,
Right. Well, they said, yeah,
we're not gonna help you, dude.
you're on your own.
Yeah, you're on your fucking own.
Which,
And that's probably when he started going.
but then China and South Korea and Japan, they're all gonna go to Trump and they're gonna be like, "You fucking asshole, chill the fuck out with this shit." Like, what the fuck are you doing right now? But now real fast, the other thing to unpack is that you said the different accents, the cartoon characters, if you will, that you were going to take on the races. That's been like this kind of sick phenomenon that has come up with Trump. It is like quote unquote bougie racist.
Yeah, there's like
suburban blue state, quote unquote. You know, if we get into the identity politics crap, but it would be guys that like it would be like the guys like baby boomers around here. You know what I mean?
Well, like
the suburb of Philadelphia, like these guys they're not in Philly County, they're in the other counties outside of it. Maybe one dude is. Some other dudes though, they're gonna be like hard. I think they're fake Confederates and fake rebels because it's like you were born in Pennsylvania, asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and you're sitting there and you're acting like you were from like Georgia or South Carolina. You know, you can afford the money to like have a play set of country living, but you're not actually living in the fucking country. Like, you know, but it's weird because it's kind of sick because it's like they can sit there and have that BS, especially online. You know what I'm saying? Your storm burner caller.
Storm fronts
and storm callers and all that type. Like they can have that shit and then just step out in the real world and then just have this mask.
Well, what I like is fucking
that you don't know they're actually a piece of shit.
Like,
you know, like
the fucking companies that like sell and like, you know, manage domains like GoDaddy. GoDaddy just shut down that the one site, the like Stormfront or Daily Stormer. That's what it was. Yeah. Daily Stormer got shut the fuck down. They were like, GoDaddy was just like, you can't use our that domain name anymore because we own that domain name. You're just licensing it from us. So. Yeah.
And it's it's their call, you know. I mean, folks will scream about free speech, but it's like, well, hey, if you want to privatize everything, that's what happens too. You know what I mean? Second, the government wasn't involved. You know what I mean? Like this was a private company deciding, we don't want this garbage on here anymore.
Actually, it's against GoDaddy's terms of service. It's because, I mean. Apparently,
but there's one thing I'll interject here real fast is that there's just kind of like this fucked up wink and a nod that happens because it's like this event would unfortunately what happened in Virginia this weekend with the car the car in the crowd shit, like
fucking crazy white supremacists.
This is what gets you to be like, okay, now we should really look into these guys and make sure they're audit them and see they're compliant with our terms of service and our TOS and our TOC and all that crap. It's like, this is what does it now? So for the whole time, you had no problem taking their money, regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, and it's a lot of these companies. You know what I mean? Like, now again, with some of the products, how do you sit there and like find out a dude's a white nationalist, neo-Nazi, alt-right, whatever the fuck you want to call him, and he's ordering assault rifles if he's illegally allowed to?
Well, people have been
he's illegally allowed to.
Well, what's funny is people like they're taking all the pictures that they can find
from
of
the event,
that event, and they're fucking like
unmasking.
Calling up companies and being like, "Hey, did you know that your employee blah 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 is a fucking racist?" And he was at the fucking alt-right rally or whatever you want to call it. And he was carrying a Nazi flag, wearing a Nazi armband. Get the fuck out of my country.
Right. Well, and it's
like,
yeah.
Like fucking my grandfather fucking fought in Austria and got fucking shot by fucking Nazis. And he fucking fought. He wasn't even an American. He was a Canadian. And he fucking came to this country because he wanted to go kick fucking Nazi ass. Like, so he fucking said, so he fucking joined the military.
Oh, real fast. I
for,
want to say for this
citizenship.
segment, we got a new thing here.
Yeah.
This is for when shit gets real, Mike. I gotta show
Yeah.
you here real fast. This is for when shit gets real.
Yeah.
So
Actually,
oh, shit getting real.
maybe shit's getting real.
Shit's getting a little. All right, so
All right. So,
yeah.
oh, we didn't sound check this motherfucker. All right, these motherfuckers, like my grandfather, got fucking hurt in World War II by Germans. Not so that these fucking assholes can fucking walk around like they're fucking hot fucking Nazi shit. Like fucking the only reason for anyone to ever hold a fucking Nazi flag in any sense is if you fucking got it from one in battle. You killed his ass and took his Nazi flag. Like that's World War II. Like you want to act like you're a Nazi? All right, well then we're gonna fucking act like we would treat a Nazi during World War II. That's what I say.
Inglorious bastards.
Because fucking Nazi punks can fuck off, quoting the dead Kennedys there. But Nazi punks fuck off. Because that shit's not cool. It's like, it's funny because we're all fucking Africans. If you dig back far enough, we're all fucking Africans. Because the cradle of civilization is in Africa. Duh. Like, how you gonna have a fucking problem with somebody you're fucking should be flames on this shit. But like how the fuck are you gonna fucking be a motherfucking racist when you're fucking descended from black people?
Well, it's also there's a lot to unpack with that, dude. I mean,
Like,
you gotta.
I mean, we're just fucking super advanced fucking apes.
Well, yeah. I mean, but you're
Hairless, mostly hairless apes.
No, trust me. I have to clean the drain after the shower. Every time I take a shower, I gotta constantly clean that drain out. But the shit got
But
real
yeah,
wet. But that's the thing
we're gonna have to work on the sound for those.
Yeah, but the thing with it is that like at least with this country. I mean, I've said some like stuff online where I'm like Reconstruction failed, like, and in a way it kind of has. Like, Confederate generals and so forth, they shouldn't have statues. Why do they have statues?
Like,
why did they originally? You lost.
yeah,
Like why do you
and the fucking and all those fucking Republican conservative fucking right wingers.
First off, the one
All these damn kids getting participation trophies. It's like you've got the biggest fucking participation trophies of them all.
True. You know,
like, all right. Now I saw a video earlier today of some people pulling down an iron statue. I think it was of Robert E. Lee somewhere. And all right, yeah, I understand. It's Robert E. Lee, general of the Confederate Army.
Who lost?
But they destroyed the statue, and I don't think that's right. Because A, it's public property, and B, it should go into an American history section of a museum where we can use that shit to fucking teach people this is fucking Robert E. Lee. He was such a racist that he owned black people. And then when everybody like everybody in like the north half of the country went, you know what? This shit ain't cool. Like owning people's kind of fucked up.
Well, and it was well,
and
yeah.
Most of the people in the country at the time lived in the north and were a democracy. So the federal government went, well, most of the people in the country don't want this shit anymore. So southern states, yeah, you're gonna have to fucking not do that anymore. And then they were like, fuck you, Yankee motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, this is one way of
it's
the events.
It's like the Cliff Notes of American Civil War.
Pretty tight Cliff Notes.
I don't want it to take forever.
Yeah.
But, so
Well, because you had to compromise.
then
1850.
then fucking war broke out, and fucking it was our most costly war. In, like, I think there more people died in the Civil War than we've lost since.
Well, yeah. I was like close to 1 mil.
Yeah.
If you count, if you count up both sides, in essence.
Yeah.
The thing is
there's like accounts of battles where there's just like fucking bodies everywhere.
Well, and it was.
I think there's even pictures of just bodies everywhere.
Yeah. Then they couldn't get to them and decaying.
Back then they did the stupid thing of lining up and shooting. It's like, why are you?
Well, it's also like I've seen all the photos because I've taken the trips to the Civil War battlefields. For me, like when I look at the one thing I want to interject with it real fast, because some folks will be like, well, you know, the Civil War wasn't over slavery, it was states' rights.
No, that's bullshit.
The states' rights to own slaves. You know, like other people try to sit there and yes, there was, especially from Jefferson's time in the White House, there was a battle of like, okay, of federalism, of like state power versus federal power.
Yeah.
And then slavery got mixed up in that shit, in that discussion and it became the dominant one of the federal power discussion. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
but it was something that federally we have to say, fuck you can't own slaves.
Yeah. Well,
like that's
there was no argument. Like the states they lose. It's
here's where the
what is it, the
well, there was the Commerce Clause in which it was
in the Constitution there's the Supremacy Clause. The federal government has supremacy.
But then there's matters
it goes Constitution says this is what you guys can do.
Right.
Then the federal government goes.
But remember, you guys
and says, all right, state governments. This is like, you know,
right.
These are the laws that you
this
have
is where
to have, or we're going to withdraw state funding.
Yes, but what you got to remember, there was nothing on the books that said slavery was illegal, and two, anything that doesn't fall under Supremacy Clause, in which the federal government basically just doesn't declare they handle, goes to the states. And since the federal government at that time didn't declare what it had to do with as far as citizenship, with the state, with free men versus bought slaves versus, you know what I mean? Like, there really was no federal government. It fell to the states, and at least that's the Confederacy's argument of like, well, you ain't gonna tell us what to do with it, we gonna do it and handle it. So boom, we got slaves. That's why you saw the people bleeding Kansas, Missouri, when they started developing those territories. You had a bunch of people moving, either pro slavery or anti-slavery, moving into those territories, because then when they took census data, then okay, which type of person, which of the people on either side of that issue has power in that state, and then you vote the people that you want, and then we declare slavery, or it's illegal. We either going to get right or we're going to be assholes. That was basically what
but eventually the federal government got to the power level it was supposed to be at,
right?
And that's when they were like, all right, look, or the new improved federal government.
Yeah.
And
well, it was going to
no
be
more slaves.
It was going to be something that naturally happened. It was going to happen regardless of the war anyway, because one, the cotton gin was invented. Two, a lot of industrialization, because especially towards the end of the war, like 1864, like the South was just getting their ass whooped. I mean, one, they lost a lot of dudes at Gettysburg. They fucked up.
Yeah.
And they just blew their load on a fucking northern excursion that went nowhere.
The South had a hell of a time even supplying their troops with guns and ammo.
Right, because all of a sudden technology in the North with the Industrial Revolution,
they got cut off.
Well, that too. I mean, France wasn't able to get shit over.
All the companies that made guns and ammo in the United States were in the North.
Right.
So they were just like, no more bullets or guns for you.
Yeah. So a lot
of the South guys in the South ended up fighting with weapons and ammo that they stole off of troops they killed in the North.
Well, yeah,
from the North.
Well, and again, like I said, like even if a war didn't break out, like economically, the South was just going to be completely overran, just by Northern industrial innovation. It was just, and especially when they headed out west, because again, if they were to still do the whole crazy bleeding Kansas stuff of like, all right, everyone flood into these territories, and when they take the census data, like we'll see who's who and who got right and who ain't. The more Northerners were going to be able to peel across the western part of the country than Southerners, just because of the technological advancement. You know what I mean? Like the Civil War was, unfortunately, tragically, it was avoidable. It's just that motherfuckers in the South did not get right. They just did not sit there and realize, oh, okay, we'll just have machines do this, and we don't have to have people. You know what I mean? Like,
we don't have to fucking oppress these people anymore.
Exactly. But they didn't see it that way, because everybody looks.
No, they wanted they just wanted to keep the status quo. It was like, we don't want to change
because change takes work. It takes work.
Yeah.
You know,
also there's the fact that then they have to admit that, you know, it was kind of fucked up for me to own this guy for the last 20
It was,
years.
but then they would have to say, like, all right, well, let me go get my grandpappy. Oh, he's dead. Grandpappy's got to admit that it was fucked up to own people for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever years. You know what I mean? Like, it was a system that those folks were born into. You know what I mean? Like, that was in place. And like you said, when it comes to the status quo, if it's doing good by you, why would you want to change the status quo? Yeah. Everything's good by you, just so you know. Oh, okay. I have human cattle. Like,
why would I buy a cotton gin? I have slaves.
Right. You know, I get just enough production out with the 15, 20 heads that I have. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Yeah. Like, you know, I think it's just maybe nice in this age that because everything does move so fast, that maybe people's curiosity to move on to something new get happens a little bit quicker. But I don't know. You see shit that like fucking Saturday and Sunday or whatever, and it's like, holy fuck, dude. You know, like are we even progressing anywhere? Are we really getting anywhere? Like, dude, you had west of here, man. Like west of Reading, like outside State College, you know, Potter County, stuff up by like that New York line here in the Commonwealth. Like, dude, it's a whole other world. It is seriously a whole other world.
What is it, like rednecks?
Rust Belt redneck, northern redneck, Rust Belt snownecks.
Snownecks.
Because there's a lot of snow up here. You know what I mean? Like, compared to what some of them in like the subtropic would get, Georgia, Atlanta, so forth, Alabama. But, dude, militias.
Yeah, there's militias all over the country.
You know, but they're definitely a lot more active. I would say.
Well, yeah, and see that that's one of the mistakes of the left. Okay, there are lots of right-wing people who own guns, and there are lots of left-wing people who don't like guns. If the right and left, and if we have like a right-left civil war again, the left is going to get their fucking ass kicked because they're going to be fucking. What are they going to shoot back with?
There may be more bodies on the left, but at that point, it's targets. There may be more people on the left, but they don't own guns.
Yeah.
Whereas there's probably less people, less physical.
Pennsylvania.
Yep. Outside Philly, Harrisburg, it's the state of Pennsylvania. Yeah, I've definitely used that plenty of time. It's kind of sad though, dude, because like okay, so back with the Charlottesville thing. All right, I've seen it like online, and you see some folks that lean right, and they try to explain some stuff away. Like you got.
Dude, I've seen people just straight up trying to fucking justify
the car part.
What the guy did. Yeah.
See, okay,
the car trying.
So you can't talk to someone like that. You just can't.
No, they shouldn't have been in the street. Protesters didn't used to be in the street. And it's like, dude, have you ever fucking looked at pictures of the fucking civil rights movement? Like thousands and thousands of black people marching down the street. They didn't get no fucking permit. They didn't have no police escort. They fucking were like, we're gonna fucking march from here all the way down to there.
Right.
And we're gonna fucking make all the noise we can the whole way.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, we're disrupting traffic. Fuck you. We want
This
fucking rights.
this was
asshole.
organized. This event was organized. It started in what's now called Emancipation Park. It was called Lee Park because there was a Robert E. Lee statue there. It's very common across.
Well, yeah, they were they were protesting to try and keep that statue.
Right,
in
because
place.
it's on target. So is like a bunch of ones in Tennessee, and even the mayor out there is like, "Oh, well, we're gonna have to get ready for this shit." So here's what it was: is the online kind of Mountain Dew and Doritos dust little green frog brigade types.
Yeah.
Okay, like the guys like a Richard Spencer, and even the old school asshats like David Duke. I mean. The thing is there is collusion that happens with all these groups online now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just looking that way because they get in the headphones. Like, I'm chained to the back. The thing is like these guys, they're all linked up. You know what I mean? Especially because of the internet and because of like the Storm front pages and the 4chan types and all these meeting quote unquote meeting places. It's not a real meeting if you're not doing it in person. But more or less, they coordinated this thing. It's under their banner, the Unite the Right rally. Okay, the bylines and slug lines: preserving European culture, preserving white culture, stopping white oppression. These were in the
white culture,
dude. These things were in the brochure. Okay, so.
Yeah.
When
but there's no such thing as white culture. Like, there's American culture, which is
everything.
Diversity.
Yeah.
That's one of the big parts of American culture is diversity because we're all fucking immigrants unless we're Native American. I'm like an 8th Native American, so.
Hey, might be enough for a college grant.
I doubt it. But. Like no, like,
but
like, and this is gonna lead me into something else, but so fucking like, yeah, you're like, yeah, you can trace your like they can fucking test. You can like spit in a cup, send it off,
23andMe,
and they'll tell you where they can tell you where in Europe,
oh, dude,
like what part of Scotland my Italian came from.
My Italian has plenty of sub-Saharan in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got Southern Italian, a little bit of Russian, a little bit. It's definitely like Europe. It's
Yeah, I'm Native American and like I'm British, I'm Irish, I'm Scottish, Russian, Ukrainian.
This is a whole bag
French.
of French. Yeah. You're a whole bag of mess.
Yeah.
So here's
like super mutt.
Right. So the thing is that like,
but
there can't.
So there's like there's Irish culture. Blah blah blah. You can be proud of being Irish. That's not like fucked up. It's when you're being proud of being white. That's what these people are like. It's just a new package for old racism.
Of course.
Oh, it's white culture. No, there's no white culture. The only reason there's black culture is because, yeah, their fucking ancestors just got fucking grabbed up by fucking bunch of people, along with fucking every other fucking black person that they can't that
look at it this way.
Here's the slave hunters. Here's
right, Vern. Easiest way to put it. You look at the Northern Hemisphere, and quote unquote culture, okay, and who has like their identities and so forth, and then you look at the Southern Hemisphere, okay, Africa, Central and South America, and you see how their cultures were shattered, mixed up, repackaged, repurposed.
Well, yeah, like
moved around.
A black person can't say, "Oh, yeah, I'm a fifth," or I'm a quarter Zimbabwean and like half West African.
Yeah, yeah.
They can't tell you that. Like they just go, my ancestors came from Africa somewhere.
I'm black. Like
Yeah.
that's
They don't, and that's what fucking these fucking people don't understand is the reason they say Black Lives Matter is because these fucking people, their lives have been like their whole family's fucking connection to their roots is completely cut off, and no white people understand that.
Well,
Because we all can fucking tell where, all right, we can all find we all hell most of us know because of fucking passed down knowledge through our families.
right.
Like that's how I know what my heritage is because my grandparents were told what they were by their parents, and their parents were, it's like it's fucking
Well, right, but the thing
just over and over again.
well, the thing is I mean, we could definitely unpack. Like, I want to like sticking with this rally thing though. Is
Yeah.
Again, the banner that it was done under was called "Unite the Right," and it was guys like Dickie Spencer and
And
David
there was something about Jews on the
David
flyer too.
fucking Duke. Like, again,
Yeah,
this is,
David Duke.
okay. It's one thing if they were to have like, say, a American conservative convention, and there's guys like Sean Hannity and Rush Limbaugh and the Fox News guys and a Bill O'Reilly types, and if all of them are going out to this convention and they're speaking there, and so okay, now they're holding that convention. You've heard those guys and gals for the most part. You definitely have heard them on the record condemn KKK and some of these specific groups.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to give them that credit. They have, like, So when if the KKK and all them type show up to this American conservative event that I'm describing, like, it's understood that, like, okay, they're here under their own shit. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't brought here by the organizers. Not that the organizers want to give a wink and a nod, but it's not under that banner. This event was under the banner of the KKK, alt-right, and other bigot, racist, separatist, nationalist groups. There's no... That's why, like you said, when these people get outed and their pictures show up and their companies and their boss are like, dude, what the fuck were you doing in Virginia this weekend?
Yeah, so I saw a picture of you carrying a fucking Nazi
They can't-
flag. You're fired. Get the fuck out of my office.
Right. They can't sit there. They honestly can't sit there and say, especially like you see some of the quotes from some of these, like the one kid from the university. He went to school. He was going to school or university in Utah. Dude, you went from fucking Utah. You traveled all the way from Utah to fucking Virginia to a rally that was organized under the banner of the fucking Ku Klux Klan, the alt-right, and other separatist nationalist groups. And then to sit there and say, well, that's not the type of person I am. Bullshit. Dude, you can't.
Dude.
Okay. Like,
Oh, how did I get at a KKK event?
I mean,
wow,
you must.
You're telling me these guys are Nazis? Like
you
is that what he's trying to pull or something? It's like I didn't know they were Nazis. It's like
you can't
fucking
play that
carrying
naivety.
Nazi flags.
I know you can't play that naivety. You can't sit there and be like, "Oh, I'm here because Unite the Right because I believe in their monetary policy. That's why I'm here." Like, no, because there wasn't much on that motherfucking brochure. And I say brochure in a figurative sense. Maybe there was a literal brochure. I just say in the figurative sense because, again, like you look at who organized this shit, who put it together. It was fucking white nationalists, white separatists, supremacists, KKK assholes.
Yeah.
It was the fucking Nazi assholes.
Yeah.
Like, and it's only gonna get worse, dude. Like, that's what's so fucked up about this.
What I find
it's
funny,
only going to get worse.
What I find funny though is if they keep doing this shit, throwing these rallies at fucking these statues, they're just going to hasten the removal of these statues because
but look
the
at
governor of Virginia was like, "Leave, get out of my state."
well, yeah,
Like,
Terry
he
McAuliffe.
fucking- yeah.
But here's the thing. Though.
Like he's like,
But here's the thing. Is it really about the statue anymore? Or because think about it this way. They've been knocking these statues down for a minute, okay? They've been taking them and moving them and doing other shit with them. They've been renaming parks. They're not naming streets after Confederate motherfuckers anymore. They're changing shit to emancipation and freedom and so forth and so on. It's been happening for a minute now. Okay? It just seems like even though what was the impetus or the catalyst for this Saturday in Virginia was the statue. At the end of the weekend, is anyone really, and come Tuesday, it's Tuesday now, is anyone really talking about the fucking statue? Is anyone really talking about these things? No, they're talking about the fact that some cocksucker fucking drove his car into a group of fucking people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's about other shit. And then it gets into like, well, there's the whole talk about the violent stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even about the original issue anymore. And the fact is like, if you're a strategist in the white supremacist camps, this is what you're fucking looking for, because all your shit is now being talked about out in the fucking open. So you may start picking off some fucking naive fucking assholes that may not have been hip to where to find your shit on the internet. You know what I mean? Like this could be a bad thing. You know, like
I don't think so. I think, well, the KKK's numbers have been declining for years.
Yeah, but it's other things that they're just because they're not buying the sheets and sending them the due money doesn't doesn't mean that other type of like groups or like vanguards or knights or whatever aren't seeing memberships,
but all right, when you go places, like, how often have you ever seen a skinhead lately? Or somebody who
in this area
acts racist.
Well, that getting back to what I mentioned and brought at the beginning of the show, the two types, like you said, an overt, outright motherfucker, and then the bougie motherfucker, suburban motherfuckers I described. We're gonna have more of the bougie suburban cocksuckers around here. There may be.
Oh, I hate black people.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna have. Again, they can tiptoe between both worlds.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, just run them over. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
This kid, as sick as it is to say, this kid lived out a fantasy that a lot of those motherfuckers had for a while now with protesters. This kid lived it out, and that's what's gonna.
And they call themselves fucking Americans. It's like, dude, you know that we fucking have the right to protest as number one on the Bill of Rights because our forefathers,
of course,
our nation's forefathers, thought that was the most important fucking one for us to be able to say what we want and fucking peaceably assemble anywhere we want.
And then if that doesn't work, you can own a gun.
Hell, like,
which is
we're the bosses. Like, that's what people don't understand is each one of us is like part owner of our government. Like, we're all shareholders. Yeah. We all hold one share. We vote with it.
Yeah.
Like, literally, it's just like voting day is like the world's largest.
But this is why. Okay, well, kind of leaning into what you're saying. This is why this shit like Saturday pops off, is because the motherfuckers in power know this, and in order to get consent through the vote, through the bullshit voting system that we have now, how everything's all gerrymandered up, they sit there, they got Fox News, they got Sinclair Broadcasting talking to these folks out in these Virginias, Ohios, and Midwest and Rust Belt areas and these old dead steel towns and shit, and they're pumping their head with some fucked up shit, dude. They're welfare queens, brown, black people are taking your jobs and fucking money. They're fucking, it's, dude, this shit is like on the regular out there for their local news broadcast thanks to Sinclair Broadcasting now, and Liberty One News or whatever garbage they're fucking calling this.
Yeah. And
it's so funny, you know what, that and then with the Trump news, real fast on that, you can't get better production value. The shit looks like, dude, we made it. What? You know what I mean? Like, Sinclair Broadcasting's local news, the Trump News Network crap that they're doing.
I haven't seen the Trump news.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Again, like I said, the fucking production quality is garbage. Like, we could probably throw together some nicer shit. Yep, Eric. Oh, there's two Erics in the chat. So I have to say Eric from Thunderbird.
Eric C and Eric S.
Yeah. So yeah, these guys have been hanging out. Let's see. It's cool. He's hanging out, checking this out. He can too because he works from home. Lazy bastard. They're clearly out there. They've been hiding due to the backlash they'd get. Now they feel. Yeah, I mean, well, that was one of this.
Like I said, I think we should treat, if they want to fucking walk around and act like Nazis, then we should treat them like we treated Nazis back in World War II. You think we didn't like fucking punch? You didn't think we didn't fucking American people didn't punch Nazis when
Eric C, the fucking bear Jew. All right, we need the bear Jew, and we need the Inglorious Bastards. Straight the fuck up.
Like,
killing Nazis is their business, and business is fucking good. All right, like,
see a Nazi, punch him. That's my personal philosophy. I don't care.
Well, and the thing is like what Eric was saying, like as he got in our chat here, with basically they have their figurehead leader, is that's what was scary with some of the stuff that I saw and heard, like just popping around on YouTube, and it was people freebooting other streams, but but it was like I came across a guy that was doing a lot of compiling of the InfoWars crowd. It was actual InfoWars, but a lot of the people on that side, again, the bougie fucking racist assholes. Like I said, these suburban racist types, they dabble with both feet on both sides of the fence with it. So what it was to basically just hearing the common talk with the folks around there, and like some of the interviews that they cut, especially with David Duke, like. There is this cult worship of Trump, and that was one thing I was trying to get to when I talked about the banner of who put the banner up and organized this. Trump was on that brochure too, okay? Like he was in the flyer, and he was a part of this. It's a part of the sales pitch, and there really is a very scary fascist movement with these guys that is because they found their Caesar.
Yeah.
You know, they found their leader.
Found their figurehead.
They found their guy. And
that, and a lot of them probably think, wink, he's one of us.
Wink, wink, nod. Yeah, I mean,
he ain't said he ain't one of us.
Well, and that was kind of messed up too. It's just a response. I mean, again, the violence on many.
It took him 2 days to
name the KKK. Again, it's like it's not.
First, it was. I deplore the violence on many sides.
Many sides.
Yeah, I was paraphrasing part of that, but I said many sides.
And he repeated
many sides.
Yeah, he repeated it too.
One side used a fucking automobile and killed one person and injured 19.
And look, let's also be fucking real about some shit. I mean, you're showing up and you're flying Nazi regalia. You got shields on, and look, let's also put it like you can put this on the cops. Like the cops in Charlottesville fucked up. Like they did not handle this, especially the night of the actual Tiki Torch protest.
Tiki Torch, yeah, I forgot about that.
They're Tiki trolls.
Hey, we need torches. Let's use these Polynesian style torches as our torches for our white power race rally.
Well, and again, it just
seriously.
Goes,
wait. So you're using something based on a culture that you hate.
Well, you would be opposed to because it ain't you.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah. Well, but then again, it just goes to show, and it's like a testament to that thought of, okay, the bougie racist, for the sake of the fact of like. These motherfuckers were able to go back in their backyards to around their above ground pools and pull up a torch or two, give it to their buddies, and head out to the fucking Klan rally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but they just looked like
the guys that were able to afford
tools.
The guys that were able to afford all the tack gear and the tactical loadouts and the ARs and all the sidearms and all the rail extensions and so forth. Like the motherfuckers work Monday through Friday jobs. You know what I mean? Like you're not actual survivalists. You're fucking cosplaying weekend warriors that found a good outlet and a good price. You know what I mean? Like, how many of them are actually training on some shit? How many of them actually were in some shit? You're going out there dressed like an operator. Like, that looks like some stolen valor shit to me, dude. You know what I mean? How many of them actually served? You know what I mean? Like, but it's like you're bringing, and then the helmets and the shields and the fucking, you're bringing this shit to a protest. Like, you're looking for shit.
Yeah.
You're looking for shit. Like, you're really bringing these weapons out to, like, just intimidate your opponents. Like
We're just exercising our right to open carry. Sir, you have an AR-15. Yeah, it's my carry gun. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you need a fucking 5.56 fucking rifle. I won't call it an assault weapon because that's bullshit. Assault weapons are fully automatic weapons.
Well, and yeah, because that's the thing too. Is it's
an AR-15 looks like an assault weapon, namely the M4.
Right,
but
it's just it's a rifle.
It's a rifle.
Yeah, it's a hunting.
Fucking a 30-06 fucking hunting rifle is more deadly than a fucking AR-15.
But the thing is it is the mechanism and how you can deliver that shit. I mean,
yeah, look, it's all black and it looks like a military rifle. Be scared of it. Like,
I mean, because when they designed, Pop-Pop's fucking hunting rifle. Okay, and it's loaded with 5.56s. You know what I mean? 5.56. Yeah. Okay, it's in the clip with the 8, and it's got the the short clip just right in. Yeah. Maybe it's semi-auto. Doubt it, but a lot of times it's a bolt. You know what I mean? Like you're swapping the rounds out manually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're spent and you're fresh. But with those ARs, dude, like that's as fast as you can pull the trigger. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. And
it's feeding this stuff from a 30 mag. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like
or more.
Or more if motherfuckers. Yeah. Like that's what's messed up about it. It's again.
But personally, I believe people should be able to own machine guns. Like, well, you can.
Well, yeah, if you get the permits for it. I know you're big on the on the 2A.
What I think is stupid is okay. So you can own. What is it? The 1986 gun ban, I think. Yeah, you can own any machine gun manufactured from December 31st, 1986 back.
You still need the permit though to have it full auto.
Oh yeah, it's expensive as fuck. Yeah. But yeah, you gotta pay these taxes. You gotta get special fucking license, federal firearms license. But we can have close. Because for the AR-15 now, there's they make it for actually several different rifles.
Oh well, there was
it's called a binary trigger.
Yeah, one.
It turns the selector.
Pull release.
It gives you the selector like a fully automatic does, but there's single fire, binary trigger, and then safe. And binary trigger is one round fires on a pull, one round fires on a release. Because it's a loophole. It says the law says gun can only fire one round per action of a trigger, but I think action wasn't technically defined as a pull and a release.
Right.
So pull is one action, release is a second action. So if you get real good with the rhythm, you can actually. And personally.
Why though? What, how are you defending your house with that? Like,
well,
I could see a shotgun in the house.
Like,
I could see.
Think about it like this.
Like
that would be awesome for police in the situation of a. Because I mean, you're gonna want to double tap anyway. Yeah. Like if you're gonna put down a suspect with a rifle, like for a police officer, from a police officer's space, you're not gonna shoot him once. Because shooting him once might not put him down. So you're going to want to double tap him.
Well,
that's what the military does. They go pop, pop.
Yeah, these guys, seeing some of the police shootings that have happened, when there's like 5 of them and they unload like 4 clips apiece.
Well, yeah, that's because cops aren't.
Right.
Cops.
I don't think they got.
I think cops need better training. And I think they need to find some like 70-year-old cop and be like, hey. You should come teach these guys how it was done back in the 80s. You know?
It's a lot.
Because
It's different
back in
than
the
that, though.
80s, we still had like towns where there was like good cops, like they did, like if they had to shoot somebody, it was like, all right, I'm just going to put this guy down. Like it wasn't like anger. It wasn't fucking
Yeah, but
cops
so
shooting
much was
people in
different, though,
anger.
dude. So
True.
so much was different. Because, for example, when cops were able to work a beat and walk beats and actually know a neighborhood because it was about serving the order of the neighborhood. The problem with the cops now, just one example off the jump, is that they're set up to police for profit for local jurisdiction budgets.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the biggest thing, is that they've turned the police into this alien force. Just like they did with just like they did with the government. Okay, like they turned it into this alien force that all of us daily citizens have to be fucking afraid of all the fucking time. Whereas, and look, you're seeing it come home to roost. All the problems with the economy and what it does to the people in society, and then what happens with law and order when trying to maintain said society.
Yeah.
And you're trying, and when the actual law and order apparatus, local police departments, are now adding to the squeeze on fucking people with their policing for profit shit and revenue policing and so forth. I mean, that's the majority of why cops pull people over. It has nothing to do with stopping people from driving recklessly and erratically on the road. That's not why they pull people over.
Yeah,
it's money.
Yeah.
It's fucking money.
Yeah.
Does that my one
There's
tail
this
light?
one township. I can't. You got it. I totally forgot about this until just now. There is a township, or there's a fucking like county police or something like that. I forget what it is. I think it's
here in PA.
I forget where it is, but there's some
Okay.
fucking city. I forget what city it is. But in this one city, they fucking have these fucking officers who are like trained to be able to discern that somebody's on marijuana, even if they're acting completely normal. Like, sometimes sometimes people like, I'm gonna deal with a cop, so I'm like not gonna be high for a second, so I can talk to this cop. But like, there's this one officer, and he's like the number one in marijuana arrests.
I've seen this. Yeah, I saw this story.
Fucking like several of the people who got popped by him were like, I've never even smoked pot in my life. I even went and got a piss test on my own after I got out of jail, like for the night, so I could prove, look, I haven't had any in my system.
Right.
And it doesn't matter. You failed this system, so you must have been on marijuana.
Right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, and it's just totally
like,
arbitrary.
What?
It's this total arbitrary thing where,
like, if you have a sinus infection and your eyes are red, you'd probably get popped for pot in that town, because they'd be like, "Oh,
dude,
you've been smoking a lot of pot. Look at your eyes; they're all bloodshot."
Dude,
It's
I
like,
had a
dude, I'm
teacher-
fucking sick. Well, you fucking weren't, asshole.
Dude, I had a teacher when I was in grade school, and I first started wearing contacts, and my one eye was really red and fucked up, because again, just trying to learn contacts for the first time.
Yeah, I
and all
couldn't
that.
imagine putting those things in my eyes.
But one teacher, like, and I was like sleepy because it was like the end of the day, and the one teacher thought I was high. He was like, "Hey, go up to the office," and he was like, "What's up with your eyes?" I'm like, "I have contacts, and like this one eye is messed up because of this contact." I took it out, showed him. It was all gunky because my eyes were just not taking it right, and so forth and so on.
And it had like,
Oh, okay. It's like, yeah, this was even before I actually officially like smoked my first bit of weed ever. You know what I mean? Like, and already accused me of being a pothead. But yeah, the thing I definitely want to keep harping on is, do you guys smoke, like a bomb?
yeah.
Okay, we'll go take a smoke break. Unless you want to keep going, or you want to call it.
I mean, we can keep going.
It's up to you, man.
Seem to have like flow going today.
Yeah, surprisingly, I can't stress enough though that again when with this rally, like, it was organized on the banner. Like I said, the banner was put up and the brochures were passed out. Figuratively saying, like, come to our party, like the party that we're doing on Saturday at my place. Like, hey, we got bands and we got beer and we're gonna hang out and have a good time. It's gonna be fun. theirs was when we got hate, we got bigots, and we got fucking Pepe the Frog. You know what I mean? Like, they that was the premise. Like that was the organizing banner, and it was.
Might as well have said,
and
don't
Trump,
forget your hood.
that too.
Although now they're fucking. I guess they don't need those anymore.
Well,
that's
what Eric was saying in here.
Yeah.
He was like, they're just, and that is what's worrisome is that they did this event. This tragedy fucking happened where 2 troopers and this young woman was killed because one of them just gave himself a hold my beer and fuck it, and
well, that dude was like 20 years old.
that's what I'm saying.
And now he's going to prison for murder.
And probably like 40 some attempted murder charges too.
Yeah, probably.
Plus also the battery of injury to those people that survived.
Yeah.
I mean, he killed 2 he killed 2 troopers. You know what I mean? Like 3 people died, not just 1. 3 people died. From what I understand, it was 2 cops and this young lady.
Huh. I had only heard about Heather Heyer. She was 32.
So I mean, I know she definitely passed away. So the thing is like this has happened, and like, do you think folks are gonna go out much more calmer in Tennessee if they hold a protest or a gathering in
Well, I think we need a federal punch a Nazi law. If you see a Nazi, punch him. Because I'm sorry, there's no reason for that shit. There's no excuse for fucking hating on somebody else because of this color of their skin. Like I said before, it's like I own a red Buick and I hate people who have black Buicks. Like that makes no fucking sense.
No,
I don't care if it's the same car as mine underneath.
But you got to take this in consideration. Like the folks in these parts of the country, and even like this Pennsyltucky, as Eric C. like jokingly called it earlier. The thing is with these areas of the country where it's just Fox News and Sinclair Broadcasting and a shitty public school system, okay, and twisted ass fucking pastors, okay, like the problem is out there is they're being fed so much bullshit and being kept away from the real enemy, which is, and we've said it on this show time and time, the real enemy is fucking corporate fucking power. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's what's fucking us over the most in this country is fucking corporate greed. Mostly, the reason there's corporate greed is because there's corporate executive greed. Like,
and the
fucking CEO of Walmart makes
$25 million. And
they make 20. They make
before bonuses and
in an hour.
dividends.
They make what 2 of their employees make in a
That's
year.
right. Yeah, we figured that out.
Yeah,
it was like 8. Wasn't it like 13 an hour or something, like $13K an hour?
No, it's 24K an hour. Oh no, wait, no, it was like 12 something.
Yeah, it was like 12K.
Yeah, I think it was like 12.4.
12.4. Yeah, because in 2 hours they make more than what the average wage.
Well, they probably it's a safe rounding to say that they make what
just
2
half a day's
employees
work.
do in a year.
Just a half a day's work. I mean, just a quote unquote half day. Like if the CEO's on the clock from 9 up until lunch, okay, they're gonna be making more than a majority of people would in a year. You know what I mean?
In like
more
half a day, they would probably make like what one of the base level employees makes in a year.
That's insane.
That's fucking absurd. It's disgusting.
Like that's just absolutely insane.
It's fucking just nuts. And there's CEOs out there that make more than the guy from Walmart.
Oh, of course. And even then, the $25 million is just what he actually gets cut.
Yeah, that's
from
before
the
his bonuses.
Yeah, that's actually what comes from the check that we get from the Human Resources Department at our jobs. You know, that's his actual like W-2 where they take his taxes out and his all this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you pay.
That's
for
not
Medicare.
including his his Christmas bonus.
Well, just the quarterly, the Q1 for you stomped on enough fucking low wage people to get a couple thousand shareholders, a few extra bucks and shekels in their pocket, and cool. Here's $60 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, here's yada yada. Like, it's insane. And that's the thing is that's the kind of sick thing with Steve Bannon. He really is a fat pig. He just I of all of them, he's the one I cannot stand the most. Fucking piggy boy. I just can't tolerate that sack of shit. But the thing is what's so disgusting with him and where he's playing his Joe Goebbels fucking Machiavelli move and shit is that he's branding the word economic nationalism and trying to sit there and put even a fresher, newer repackaging on the same horseshit anarchap ultra libertarian Milton Friedman garbage as far as economic policy goes, you know, and it's getting minced and mixed in with the fucking Nazi bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, like when you sit there and you see some of the commentators, the anarchap commentators, like talking about like, oh, we need to have an anarcho-fascism. You know, like an alliance between libertarian and fascists. What? Like, you don't understand how oxymoronic that fucking sounds. You know?
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah, I mean, again, it's just, it's scary shit because of just how, I forget who said it, but they called us the United States of amnesia. You know, and a lot of the garbage that, and they say this about empire, you know, because it happened with Rome, it happened with any empire that came and went, that a lot of the horrid shit that the empire starts doing overseas and outside of their borders will eventually start to happen and start to come inside their borders. So I mean, look what's going on in the sense of like, what did we do in like funding other, you know, extremist groups in other countries, you know, even with outright weapons, to cause instability in nations and so forth, you know, arming right-wing dictators to go fucking launch a coup and all that shit. Now kind of what's happening here in our country, we're having these far-right extremist groups not being armed with actual guns, that type of armament, by large, you know, NGOs or the government itself, but there is a funding and there is a supply and a support structure that's happening with these groups, and they are being used. The Nazis are, in a sense, being used to fucking help corporations take over, because again, like I said, dude, shit's only gonna get worse from Charlottesville. It's sad to fucking say, but shit is only gonna get worse from Charlottesville, and what's gonna happen is then Trump, federal government, maybe even people in Congress, they're going to start coming up and saying, up, we got to start declaring emergency powers. We got to start moving towards martial law type maneuvers and controlling the streets. We need law and order. You know, there's chaos out there. So, and that's what's so crazy is that like these Nazi groups, like, they think that they're fighting for power for them, but no, like, you're just gonna get used and then tossed the fuck aside.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, and you're gonna look like the asshole at the end of the day. At the end of the day, when the game's over and we all lose, you know, OCP, you know, is making RoboCops. You know what I mean? Like, and all that type of shit.
Yeah.
You know, OCP and Dick Jones is fucking running shit on us. And then what? Then what happens? You know what I mean? You think you think they give a fuck about skin color at that point? You know what I mean? Like, you think Dick Jones really gave a shit about any of that? So it's fucked, dude. It really is sad. Like, are we coming to the brink? Like are you and I in our lifetime actually gonna see it? Could potentially see this shit fall?
I hope not.
I hope not either. But it ain't looking good. I don't know about you, Tater.
Tater?
I mean, I'm not so sure. I'm not too confident on some shit. I mean,
Who knows? One thing I do know is we need to get rid of Trump and Pence. We need to have a no confidence clause, where we can just throw everybody in the federal government out, and then we have to elect new people.
Not a fan. Only because I've seen what it did to European parliaments, especially Italy.
Everybody in our Congress, well, almost everybody in our Congress sucks.
Well, yeah.
Everybody in the White House
sucks. Yeah, I know. Can't do anything about
the
the
forefathers
judges.
never considered this. They never thought it would get so bad that Congress would be fucking crap and the White House would be crap at the same time. And not only is the White House crap, but the White House likes to think that they have power over things that belong to other branches of the government. They don't understand that they're the executive branch, and they are equals with the Congress, which is the legislative branch, and then the Supreme Court, which is the judicial branch.
Yeah, right. On paper. But the thing is Patriot Act, bro. Ever since that
doesn't matter. Constitution outweighs Patriot Act.
No, it does. But ever since that bitch was signed, man, and especially Neil Gorsuch.
That's what people need to understand. That's one thing people need to understand is nothing outweighs the Constitution.
No, it
unless
doesn't.
It's altered.
No, it doesn't.
By a convention,
right.
or was it a
Convention of the States?
Yeah, Convention of the States. I guess
or
it's the same thing. A Continental Congress
or a constitutional convention.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is the Patriot Act? Yes, that you're true. But the things like with the Patriot Act and the style of legislation that was passed by Congress and signed by presidents since 2001, Bush, Obama, for the most part, it's only two. The thing also was things like signing statements and the executive orders, where they're basically little Post-it notes that say and they've held up in court. The fucking court system has held these up, these EOs and these signing statements, to where the executive branch could sit there and sign. George Bush can sign a bill that says torture is illegal, except when the president does it. Literally, that's what Neil Gorsuch brought to the table, and that's why conservatives.
Yeah, but that's not constitutional. That's what people need to understand.
They held the fuck up, dude.
The Supreme Court's fucked up. All right.
Oh yeah, of course.
Here's the thing. Okay, so they go, okay, we're gonna reinterpret what this part of the Constitution that's relevant says. We're gonna figure out what they meant by it. They've been using modern definitions of those words.
Of course.
Well, not even the definition of those words at the time they were written, and that's how you should interpret it, because some words.
Well, you'd have
like,
to be.
Did you know there was
specific.
two weapons? There was two words back in the day for guns, like if you had like a long rifle, or like a musket, because they had muskets back then when the country was first formed. There was different words for that. What that was, there was weapon, and then there was arm. It was a weapon when it was in the hands of an offensive force.
Right.
It was an arm when it was like on you or me.
Right. And people on your team.
What they meant with the Second
weapon
Amendment
more
was,
for attacking. Arms are meant for defending.
Yeah. But when you get down to it, any weapon can be used either offensively or. Right. But the reason they chose arms over weapon was because arms was specifically defensive. So that was implying.
Yeah.
These are weapons for you to defend yourself with.
Not to attack with.
Yes, not to attack people with. Like, we were never supposed to fucking attack other countries. We were only supposed to have an army originally
to defend us, yeah.
If we got invaded. Like, if fucking the British came back and fucking were like, "Oi, we're gonna bloody, tax the living shit out of you again." And like,
no, fuck
hold on,
you.
I'm gonna get my gun.
Yeah, no, fuck you.
Yeah. Well, what's funny, I only learned this recently. The British actually didn't talk like that back then.
No?
No.
How'd they talk?
Americans talk closer to how they used to talk than they do now.
Wait. So the Brits sounded like us now.
Yeah.
So
They after we kicked their ass and they left, they developed that accent to differentiate themselves from us.
no shit.
Yeah. It was like, we're British. We're still better than them. We had, you know, we're the British Empire. Blah blah blah. You know, that kind of mindset to them. Like, oh, so what if we lost one of the colonies? It was a pain. It was a pain to take care of it anyway. Yeah.
So they sounded like us now.
Yeah. From what I understand, well, more like us than. They didn't really talk like this. You know, they didn't have that British inflection that they have now.
And
they developed that.
They were that butthurt that they were like, we're going to change how we talk.
Yeah, we're going to talk more snooty because we're British and we're better than those Americans.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to just call it, dude. It's 5.
You want to just call it?
If you want to keep going.
I mean, we're here. I mean, unless you're trying to get going.
I was going to take the Wawa walk.
I was trying to find Dying Angel because I had it somewhere.
Oh, shit.
But I can't seem to find it. It should be.
These headphones sound good, but damn, they hurt my ears. They hurt my goddamn ears.
Goddamn ears. See if I can change this sort. No, I don't think so. Ah, crap.
I would say go to my SoundCloud, but I forget what my SoundCloud is. And I don't even know if SoundCloud's going to be a company anymore. Did you see that shit?
Why?
Apparently, like, they're having trouble funding SoundCloud right now. Like, they're having trouble, like, keeping the doors open as we speak.
I could just throw on Warhead.
Yeah.
And that's one thing we have permission to use.
This chick's so cool, but she got a boyfriend.
It happens. All right, so what are we doing? Are we calling it, or are we just have a smoke?
National Relaxation Day. Oh boy. National Relaxation Day has been canceled this year. It's impossible to relax when Donald Trump, Nazis, and Russia control your country.
I would agree with that.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, Twitter. Twitter's got some good ones.
So,
yep. So what are you playing? What do you got?
I've got some Warhead.
Head.
Because, hey, it's Warhead.
So, all right. Yeah. Well, how many songs you got?
It's 5.
Okay.
That's
Well, we're not gonna play.
it should
all
give
5.
us like that'll give me more than 10 minutes. Should be
Cool. All right. The first one's gonna be
Death Rattle,
Nah.
followed by Infant, followed by Killing Motor, followed by Symphony Number 7. I don't know why there's 2 Symphony Number 7s, but
It happens. Alrighty. So I'm
right.
all ready when you are. Yeah. Yeah. That shit's cool. Alright, you have to do that fade thing. Alright, we're gonna go get Cancer. We'll be right back. Cancer.
My space split, love is the way else to go. I'm an infant. There's a reason I'm mellow. I wanna play this system. I'm talking about the police. I'm sick of my party. The fucking anthem. I'm trying to let you have your own way. When I'm never for this movement. Now you feel my language. Got it! You think that everyone's stupid? And you think that the first so far. You put it in the way. off my plate. Need to justify my pushing in my shit. Think I'm lazy and I think they're full of. But now I'm feeling in the little circle doctor. But every like it's crack. Don't need to dance it, 'cause I can hear a doctor. From my health, the hand to the back.
Yeah. Shit got real.
Yeah. All right, let me bring us back on screen here.
For a little bit.
All right.
So
Let me get in position here. There we go.
Empezado.
My tea.
So
Always got my tea.
yeah, the vape and the oil, dude. That's the fucking way to go. This shit rules.
Hey, does the job.
Well, I've been looking for an alternative because it's just like, yeah, we talked about it before, like, you know, bowls, blunts, joints, stuff like that. They're fun, but just that the smell, you know what I mean? Like, just trying to transport that, you know, back from my dude on the train.
True. True.
Everyone looking at me
But,
all
but
funny.
it's SEPTA. Ain't nobody really give a shit.
No, they don't. But it's just like I don't want attention. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying not to get attention here.
There's always the multi-bag option.
Even still, the my one buddy, my one dude, it didn't work. Like it didn't work. I was like, you gotta give me some dryer sheets while we're at it. But no, I'm really happy with this one. Like I was telling you outside, I can't really give like a strong assessment or an accurate assessment as to like, oh well, yeah, this will last me for this amount of time, only for the sake that I went a little bit hog because it was a new thing. I'm like, oh, hey, is it cool? Plus, also, I don't think I was actually like hitting it properly, like when I was hitting it like a cigarette. Where, you know, when you take a puff from a cigarette, you just go right through the filter.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was doing that with this thing, and it was tasting really odd and dirty. You know what I mean? Like, so there was a couple times where I took some big tokes like that way, and, you know, get the nice cloud going. But it was just like, I'm not feeling something. Like, it just doesn't feel right, or this isn't proper, or whatever. And then, like I said, then the following day, I changed it up a bit, did it the way I'm doing now, where pull air with it.
Yeah.
Perfect ever since, dude. Perfect ever since. So, like I said, it does kind of stink. I do kind of wonder how much was missed out because maybe of my improper use. Maybe some of this is all psychosomatic too, playing on the brain because, oh, it's a new thing, man. I don't know if it's working. You know.
Maybe.
All these different types of factors. You know what I mean? Like, am I still baked from before, you know, and trying to do more and it just doesn't work, you know, like there's always the tolerance game.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is my new dude. I call him the mean and oil man. He's now meaning because delivery of oil all year. You know, if you own a house that gets oil for its heater, you kind of would understand that joke. But more or less, what is nice is that the strain that I got, it was a sativa, so it's the head stuff. So you know, it was ear up, and now on the package it said it was 66%.
66%. That's that's pretty high concentration.
Right. So I could have probably fried myself this past week. Like, I mean, I feel pretty fried right, like even today, like getting up here doing the show. I'm like, oh boy. But
It happens.
But he does have an indica, that's a smaller amount. I don't know about the concentrate percentage. It's like it's the physical liquid amount. You know, the one I got was, you know, it was like that big. You know, he said there's a smaller one, so I don't know how big or small it is. But he says there's the indica, which is supposed to be the body stuff. Now that's what I would like, because it's like, yeah, when I'm ready to chill out and relax, and then go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm looking for. I don't need any help staying up mentally. Like, I have enough crazy shit going around in my brain that I don't need anything to enhance that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking for something to relax it. I'm looking to, you know what I mean? Like I said, at the end of the night, it's like,
well, if you're gonna play like gaming all night, then that's not really a problem. Like if you're like, you know, just having like a big gaming session and you're just, you know,
well, the
rip
head
on
stuff,
that
the head stuff could be cool then. Like,
yeah. But if you're like going to sleep, yeah, you want the body stuff.
well, because here's the other way that I'm thinking of it. Like, I know we snuck around in here. But I still go outside at my house. I haven't like broached it with the roommate to be like, hey, yo, man, you mind if I just, because, you know, his daughter's there, and even if it's vapor, and even if it doesn't, it's still like not to have it around the fucking kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, show some respect. So with that all being, again, with this being all what was said, like I haven't really broached it, and nor would I want to, because I wouldn't want to sit there and just be caught indoors just bad. You know what I mean? Like if I want to go do it, I'm gonna go the fuck outside. You know.
Yeah.
Same with the smoking cigarettes. I mean that's just, you know, that's the one thing I learned in my old place. I did smoke cigarettes, and it was just like, yeah, you get caught in a trap. You can get caught in a trap real easy.
What do you mean?
Just chain smoke like a motherfucker.
True.
You know, and it's just not good for your stuff. It just isn't.
Yeah.
Cigarette smoke is just no bueno, especially for electronics.
Like, that's what, like, you ever notice people who smoke in their car, the inside of their windshield gets
Get
fogged
that
up?
film and that fog, yeah.
It gets fogged up way easier. Yeah, it's because there's a little film of fucking smoke and that soot.
Tar and all that good
Yeah.
jazz.
And like, yeah, you can wash it off the windshield, but you're going to have to wash your windshield more than once to get it off. Because that's how you end up, like, getting that streaky fog inside. Like, there's a swirl mark from where you washed it before.
Right.
It's like, no, you got to fucking...
You got to hit it with a Windex, and then you got to hit it with, like, a foam cleaner.
And then you got to hit it with, like, invisible glass.
Yeah,
A really fine cleaning glass cleaner.
You're going through at least half a roll of paper towels.
Yeah. You
just for the inside of your car.
Yeah. That's why, like, if I ever get a nice car, I'm not smoking it ever.
Well, we both should just think about not smoking. You hear it? Yeah, I mean,
if I don't have a cigarette for 24 hours, like, something falls off the table and I'm like, I want to break it. Like, I get fucking so angry.
Well, yeah, I mean that's.
I'm like, I want fucking. Why are you looking at me, bird? Fuck you, bird.
Well,
I'll fucking kill you, bird.
Well, there's not saying that.
Get in my air rifle. That's it.
Like, there's nothing saying.
Like the bird just looked at me.
There's nothing saying that you would have to go cold turkey. I mean, there's ways of like just trying to work out a monitoring thing of 5 a day. and just trying
Well,
to.
I actually at one point I had figured out like if I got a carton, I figured out like, all right, smoke this many this day, this many this day, this many this day, and just make the amount lesser and lesser over like a long period of time. I think it like worked out to like 2 months,
Okay. Well,
or maybe no, it might have been, it might not have been 2 months. It might have been a month, but like you started like 10 a day. And then you'd work down to 9, and then to 8, and then to 7, and to 6.
Okay,
5,
okay,
4,
yeah.
3, 2, 1. But I never did it because I never buy cigarettes by the carton.
Well, it's expensive. I mean, in the long run, no matter what, it is cheaper. But just to try and get that started, it's like $80.
Well, actually, carton. I don't know if cartons are any cheaper now. Like I don't know if
Right.
it might be the exact same price.
Yeah,
as buying 10 packs.
with Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Yeah.
Delaware, it's definitely worth it. In fact, I got buddies that go down there. I should look into that. Maybe try your plan. But I mean, it's just in the long run. I think it's I got to look into it because one, it's just.
I mean, it's 1,000 cigarettes in a carton.
But it's just a matter for me of like.
No, wait, not 1,000. What am I thinking? 1,000. 200. 200. That's right. I don't know. I don't know. I was thinking. Oh yeah, that's right. It's 100 for 5 packs.
So well, I mean, still, it's like, oof.
Because Marlboro used to sell that 5-pack thing.
I remember those, yeah. But again, it's the financial side of it. I especially because like now that I live in the city, and sometimes I'll find myself, like today, I'm gonna find myself like because I do plan on going and maybe trying to go see Dude, and see about these the Mean and Oil guy, But then it's like okay, I'm gonna go to Wawa, because I want to get cigarettes. They're going to be cheaper there than they are Sunoco, and definitely cheaper than the city.
Yeah.
Even for Paul Mel's that we smoke.
Yeah.
So I'll go there, and then it's like okay, then try and get on the bus outside of Wawa back to Wissahickon. I'm carrying this shit. You know what I mean? It's like or I could have sat there, and if I'm not a smoker, I would just be going to the corner and getting on the fucking bus and going home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna sit there and add a little bit of a walk because one, I'm gonna get something to eat. That's one thing. But two, I know that the cigarettes. I'm gonna add that walk because the cigarettes are gonna be $1 or $2 cheaper.
Yeah.
Than at the Sunoco, the 7-Eleven up the street from my house.
I'm just glad that they're not as much as they are north of here.
Oh, New York and all that, yeah.
Well, even in Connecticut and shit. Like,
yeah, that was a brutal rate.
Like $13 for a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, that was.
I was like, holy shit. When I got up to Maine, they were the same price as here.
Yeah, Rhode Island was like that. When I was working in Rhode Island, painting houses, yeah, they were like $10. I was like, dude, fucking crack prices. Now old Dave Chappelle bit. It's fucking crack prices for cigarettes. But I don't know, man. I think it's. I want to look into it and maybe, hopefully, especially with vaping the herb, vaping oil. I mean, do you call it herb at this point? But vape and oil, like, to try and get away from carbon and combustion in the lungs, like I really got to start thinking about that, dude. I'm finding myself with shortness of breath. I'm finding tingles and fucking circulation problems. I'm finding, you know what I mean? Like, I get nervous. I'm like, oh, dude, I got fucking cancer. Like, why is this fucking killing me when I'm trying to breathe? Like, I take a deep breath even on like herb. It's like, like.
Yeah, what I find about me...
I feel like I'm not even using all my lungs. Like, I feel shit is shutting down. Like, it's,
Well, the weird thing about me is, well, I don't know if it's still the same, but I know when I was in the hospital in 2010, like, I had been smoking for a long time at that point. Like, I started way younger than most people do. But they, like... I remember when the nurse was checking me out, like, to make sure, like, everything was okay with me, she would listen to my lungs with a stethoscope. And, like, the one day she was like, "You're seriously a smoker?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Your lungs sound great. So I don't know. Like,
Well, they
'cause
told
usually
me.
they can tell
Oh yeah,
that
well,
you're a smoker
and they
by listening to your
probably
lungs.
and they probably also because when you were in the hospital, you weren't able to smoke cigarettes either. You
well,
you-
I was completely unconscious for a week.
oh okay. Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is, when they probably ran your blood, they would have been like, "Oh, your blood pressure's great, your blood oxygen content is awesome." So forth. They told me the same shit too. Like when I was in the loony bin, and they took my vitals, and they're like, "Oh, you're a smoker, dude." Blah, blah, blah. And it's like you got the vitals of a track athlete, world star track athlete or whatever. I'm like, okay, I guess it's from all the walking I do. I'm like, yeah, that's probably it. But they even said to me, and this was about like 3 years ago. They even said too, is like, oh, the smoking's not really doing any effect to you. And I'm like, eh, I'm pretty sure it's done some shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's done some shit to me. Well, I know I can't fucking run for shit because I'll fuck.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's
But
fucked up the diaphragm
that's-
muscle.
well,
Who knows about
it's-
our esophagus?
Like, when you smoke for a long time, you'll develop asthma. So when you start running the fucking the I forget what they are called, but the things in your lungs will like
Tighten up or whatever.
tighten up,
Yeah.
and you won't be able to absorb as much oxygen. So you have to breathe harder and harder and harder because your body's like, dude, I need fucking oxygen.
And then you start to feel tightness in your throat and everything because your muscles are just so tweaked
Yeah,
and everything from trying to breathe and run and do whatever. Like,
but other
but I've
than
noticed that too,
like,
dude. Like,
It doesn't diminish my lung capacity at all. Like, I remember there was one night. It was me, Pez, a bunch of other people. I forget who. I think Brant might have been there. But we were at Pez's house, and we were up in this fucking like. Imagine a room. Probably just about as long as this room, not including the closets here, but this room plus the blue room in length.
okay.
And we
Okay.
had like there was like a bunch of trash bags sitting at the other end, and there was a piece of cardboard. So we drew a circle on it, and we got Pez's blow dart gun, and like everybody else went, and they would like we were like trying to see, all right, who can get it the furthest into the cardboard,
Right.
and like everybody else went, and like somebody got it like 3/4 of the way in, and I was just like. And I launched this thing. It not only goes through the cardboard, the end cap came off. It continued through a trash bag and ended up in the floor on the other side.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah. Like, I got like super lungs, man. But
Yeah, way to ruin it. Way to ruin everyone else's fun.
well, I was just as surprised as everybody else. I was like, how the fuck did I just do that?
Well, we were having fun till Vern ruined it.
Everybody was kind of like thought it was pretty cool. They were like, "Damn, dude, how did you just do that? Like, that's nuts."
Well, it'd be nice to be able to do that again, but like I said, I gotta quit smoking.
Yeah,
smoking. And then, I mean, I even when I went and bought this, I asked the guy too about like the whole like vaping for like cigarette substitution. Yeah, I guess like substituting it vaping for cigarette smoke to try and because from what I understand, like if
you can get that vape stuff with nicotine in it.
well, right, and you can then dial it down. Like you get like
Yeah.
so that like I only need to use
Yeah,
it
I'm only
like
on
33% or something like I don't know.
No, it's nowhere even near that much. Like I think you get it in like single digit percents.
And then I
'Cause
guess
nicotine is actually quite bad
yeah.
if you have too much.
Well,
of
and
it.
because that's the stuff I'm thinking of, man. Like, you can only imagine how much, like, if there's a day I want to have a fucking kid, like, okay, for example, if I were to meet a chick, right, and she would be like, yeah, we're gonna have a kid. All right, cool. We're quitting smoking for a year, then we're gonna fuck, and then make the kid. You know what I mean? Like, I want everything out of me for at least like a year. So this would even be a 2-year process before I blow loads in fucking ovaries. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully, said chick that I have this discussion with is down with that shit. I just because I don't want my kid coming out like with this bullshit that tied onto his DNA. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it does alter you. It does alter you. You know, like especially.
Well, it's mostly if the mother smokes while she's pregnant. That's really.
But it's
where
also,
all the
dude. I
damage
mean,
comes from.
let's also be real. Like, you've taken pisses in the morning, right? After you've smoked a lot of cigarettes the night before, and you've had some real smoky morning pisses. I would assume.
Not really, because I drink so much fluids. Like most of the time, my piss is clear.
You're
Like,
throwing,
I've-
okay.
I'm getting the toxins out just as fast as they're going.
See,
in.
I'm good with that, but not great with that, because like there are times where, because even if I am drinking something, and not even alcohol, like just drinking something, it's going to be something like a soda that's going to have preservative tied into it. It's not pure straight water. You know what I mean? Or like good homemade fucking tea like you do here and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, today you're cheating with the burgers. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
no, this is Wawa, and believe it or not, Wawa is actually not that bad because it's got. Where is it? Yeah, the K. It's kosher.
yeah, true.
So I
That-
mean, if
that-
it's kosher, it's kosher.
It's good for them, good for me, right?
Yeah. I mean, the Jewish people wouldn't drink it if it wasn't like natural.
Right. Well, I know a guy that I
I
work.
mean, the ingredients are filtered water, sugar, tea, citric acid, sodium citrate, natural flavors, potassium sorbate as a preservative, and potassium sorbate. Like, it's not really anything to worry about.
The only reason I say that is because with those teas, my experience, I worked with a guy who used to crush like the green tea, the Wawa green tea in jugs like that, and he got fucking kidney stones. And it was because like, you know, it's processed. It's probably still processed stuff, but you know, I don't know. I mean, it's
Well,
to me
if
the
I
homemade
was going to
tea,
have a kidney stone, I think I would have had it by now. I've
yeah.
been drinking iced teas like that since
which amazes me, dude,
I
because you've been
was
crushing them for
a
for
long
years.
time. Like
You
I was
definitely fucking crushed those.
14 years old.
But that's why I'm looking at I'm just trying to look at better.
22 years ago. Jesus Christ, I'm old.
Yeah. I know. Well, okay. For instance, I'll give you an example. Like yesterday, I went to the Acme, right? So I went to Acme, and I aside from picking up like stuff for dinner, because that's one thing too. Like as much as the Dawson Street happy hour is great, like still getting a beer every single day or two. Like that's how you get alcoholism. You know what I mean? Like that's how you develop problems. Picked up stuff for dinner. You know, stuff for breakfast. You know, like quick bagel shit like that.
Yeah.
But then I also made a point to pick up celery, and like I'm gonna cut it up and have like little celery sticks, because I heard like if you're trying to cut back on smoking and quit smoking, celery helps a lot because
That's weird.
it's an oral fixation. It's something that you're doing something. It's got the shape of it. It's a stick. You know what I mean? Like how some motherfuckers will chew on straws and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it has that. Two, when you eat it, and celery in itself, celery, it's no nutritional value. So one, like you can't get fat from eating it. You know, you would have to eat a retarded amount of fucking celery to get fat from fucking celery. You know what I mean? Like it's water. It's just water and fiber for the most part.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't even really be fat. It'd be water weight.
Right. Yeah. You know, so
Because plants, like, for the most part, there's barely any fat kind of causing things in most plants.
right. So what the beauty of it is that it's gonna it will give you the hydration, and at the same time, when it's going through your guts, it works as like a brush. The way celery is designed, you know what I mean? Like it's fiber, dude. It's gonna help clear you out, you know, and help move these toxins, especially because a lot of stuff that you need to you shit out. That's how you get rid of most of your stuff. You deuce it. You know what I mean? Like
Well, yeah, it's solid waste disposal.
so with this running through there, scrubs the walls a little bit, cleans everything on the way down, start knocking the garbage away, like
Well, yeah, it's fiber.
you know. But especially like with the smoking shit. I mean, like right now, it's because like I smoked that menthol, and it's like, oh, I'm starting to Jones with that fucking Nick fit Jonesing a little bit for it. It's like I can feel my shit closing up. You know what I mean? Like,
See, for me, it's always been, if I keep myself busy, then I can go a lot longer without a cigarette.
that's what I'm hoping with this new job too. because there's gonna be
If I'm sitting and I'm fucking bored, I'm smoking. Like, I'll go outside, smoke a cigarette, come back inside. Like 10 minutes later, I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna go outside and smoke
Yeah.
a cigarette.
dude. I find myself just standing outside, just chain smoking sometimes.
I try not to. I try not to chain smoke. If I'm gonna sit outside and if I decide I'm gonna have another cigarette, then I'll sit outside and chill for like 5 minutes, just so that I'm not lighting another cigarette right away.
Well,
Basically, give myself a little chance to decide. Fuck it, I'm just gonna go.
and it's the thing is it's not that there's anything wrong with where I live or where I'm at or my roommates or anything else like that. Because I'm pretty sure Eric looks at me like this fucking weirdo, like sits outside for like an hour. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just it's just ingrained of just like chain smoking, especially because of the old apartment. You know what I mean? Like I have to being there for 16 months and just being able to walk home from work, beep, 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 you know what I mean? Like it's shit that I have to unlearn.
Yeah.
You know, and since my body is so like nicotine the fuck out on from that. It's gonna crave that, so it's like I gotta try and back that shit off, man. Like,
Well, for quite a while now, I've tried to keep myself to at most half a pack of cigarettes a day.
I'm at least a pack now, dude, and I've actually almost gotten to a pack and a half. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm close to like about there. Because like I mean, I'll give you an example. Is that like okay? I woke up this morning, I had 5 cigarettes left. They're all gone before I got here. Minus the one we had outside. I'm gonna go buy this pack of Wawa. I'll probably smoke half of it tonight, and then it'll definitely be gone before I'm done work tomorrow. And then I'll be buying another pack, so it will be within 24. Yeah, it's 24 hours, so it is probably a pack a day then. But it's getting close to pack and a half. It's getting a little too close.
Well, you should do what I do and just be like, look, like, all right, I just got cigarettes. I don't want to have to go get cigarettes until at least tomorrow night. And like pick them up early in the day, because then it's like, all right, so I gotta make these last today and tomorrow. So I have 10 for today and 10 for tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's it. Because I don't want to have to go and get any till tomorrow night at the earliest. If you can wait, try and make it till the next day. Because, I mean, it'll save you money.
Well, and it's also gonna
You'll cut your cigarette budget in half for every fiscal month.
What I was gonna say, in the way my schedule is set up too, if I really want those cigarettes, especially with the early morning, and especially getting them out in the suburb at the 7-Eleven in Conshohocken instead of the 7-Eleven where I live at in the city, I would have to motivate my ass to get up extra fucking early, get on that extra early train to walk the 6 blocks to 7-Eleven, then turn around and walk the 4 blocks back to my job and be there on time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that could be something with that too. Like, hey, if you really want them, then you need to be on the 648 John, not the 721 John, and definitely not the 823. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, especially with the catering job, it's like because I have to be there earlier. It's like, all right, get your ass on the 615 or the 645 if you want to go to 7, get them cigarettes. So,
here's an idea. Do you fish? You like fishing?
sometimes.
Well, if I can next summer, like, cause I don't know, my dad, my uncle has a cabin up on a lake in Maine, and I don't know, my dad and my uncle might want to go up there next summer, and if they do, if we go up there for like a week or two, I'm just gonna try and quit, and I'm just gonna be like, Dad, I want to go get a fishing license. I'm gonna buy 2 weeks worth of fishing license, and I'm just gonna fish constantly. Just not even pay attention to the fact that I want a cigarette, because that lake, last summer I think it was, I found like the best fishing spot on the entire lake. There's like this little stream part that goes back, and if you go back there at sunset or sunrise, there's tons of little frogs back there, and bass eat frogs.
Oh, okay.
So there's tons of bass back there. I caught a fucking like 8 or 9 pound bass
Nice.
using a cheap. Here's the fucked up thing. Okay, so I got a 3-day fishing license. First day, I'm trying all my fancy crankbaits and my spinner baits and blah 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 blah. And I was out on the lake, and nothing. Second day, trying my crankbaits, my spinner baits. I'm like, come on, in a different spot, and I catch a fucking pickerel about that big, and of course, it was a pain in the ass because I didn't have any pliers or anything.
Right,
so
right.
when I was getting the hook out of his mouth, he fucking bit me, and those things have like hundreds of little tiny razor sharp teeth, and fucking my blood, my thumb just like. It's almost if it was like a window screen and something was getting pushed through it, like
Oh,
just
jeez.
blood coming out of my thumb, and I'm just like, oh, you little fucker. And that was the slimiest fucking fish I've ever fucking encountered in my life. Like my hands were like covered in it and I was like, ugh, like webbing my fingers and shit. I was like, oh my god, that's fucking terrible.
It's
So
like, I
I'm
feel
like,
so gross.
yeah, it's like I just got slimed.
Yeah.
But then third day, I'm like, all right, I want to catch some fucking bass. I was like, all right, I've been trying to fucking spinner baits. I've been trying fucking crankbaits. Fucking not working. All I got was one stupid fucking pickerel.
And a bloody thumb.
So I'm like, all right, I got these cheap fucking rubber salamander things. Put one on a hook, and I fucking go back into that little creek eventually, and I'm fucking casting it back there, and like fifth cast, I tried in the mouth of this little creek area. It was probably actually more closely called a river because it was so deep and wide, and
Right.
but in the mouth, nothing. So I go a little bit further in, casting, nothing. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go all the way back here, like I go around the way, and I'm like probably like half a mile in, and I fucking 5 casts. I caught like a 7-pound bass, and then I put that one back in the water, and probably another 5 casts is when I caught the like 9.
The monster. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I was just like, I was like, this thing is fucking awesome because the biggest bass I ever caught before that was like maybe 3.5 pounds, just a little tiny fucker.
When do they usually do this? What time of the summer?
I don't know. They'd probably go up either like early summer or mid or maybe even late summer. They might want to go up there this year. I don't know.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to right away.
Well, yeah, I know. But like if they go up next summer, like take a week off, bring some cash, and fucking probably be able to get you to come with us.
Some cash, some oil.
Yeah, that too. And then we fucking hop in a canoe and go fucking fishing. Because that's pretty much all there is to do.
Well,
It's a whole different world up there, though.
My one singer, he's not my singer, but the guy I was in the band with, Billy, from Messina, he's like living up there, like we're living and working at this place called the Driftwood Inn off of Bailey Island. I'm not sure where in the state it's at. I don't know, like if it's north, central,
Yeah. This place is like, I guess you'd say eastern Maine. Like,
Well, it's definitely got to be near.
it's near a place called Rockland.
Yeah, I'm not up on my Maine, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a whole different world.
I
up
know
there.
there's Banger.
Yeah.
Banger.
It's a whole different world up there. Like, you go to the grocery store. It's not like grocery stores here. Like, it's like, imagine like a mini market, a mini mart, but like shelves, floor to ceiling. The aisles are wide enough for like one cart. like there'll be like traffic jams because like because you can't pass anybody. Like somebody has to give way. Like,
Yeah.
It's like I'm only a quarter of the way down the aisle, and that guy has just come halfway down the aisle, so that means I have to back up.
Hey, dude, you mind reaching them for them bag of
Oh,
popcorn
yeah,
right
that
there?
too. Hey, could you hand me the Orville Redenbacher? Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, and I'll back up, and then cool. Then you can grab the Doritos.
Yeah. I'll hand you the Orville Redenbacher. You hand me those Doritos over there. Okay.
Fair trade.
But yeah, it's a whole different world up there. It was after being there for like 3 days. It was kind of weird when they were like, "Let's go to the Walmart like 30 miles from here." It was like
Tricks the Walmart.
going in a Walmart after going into one of those tiny little supermarkets for 2 days was kind of weird because it's like, "Whoa, this place is fucking massive." Here, when I'm down here, it's like, "Oh, it's just Walmart." You know, it's not necessarily this gigantic store, but like when you've been in one of those little fucking tiny motherfuckers for a couple of days straight, and then you go into a Walmart, it's like, whoa, Jesus Christ, these things are way bigger than I remember.
It's like Gulliver's Traveler. It's like Travels or whatever.
It's like walking into the fucking mines of the dwarf mines.
Yeah.
And like come out of this little tiny little fucking tunnel, but then it's like there's this massive tunnel.
So, all right, bud, ready?
All right, so
I gotta start my Wawa walk, and it's
gotta go to Wawa.
that's the
Gotta have a Wawa.
that's the intro. You gotta get the original.
Oh yeah. I gotta get an actual. Oh, here we go.
And stuff.
And stuff.
Yeah.
And
Stuff. There it is. All right. And it loaded.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And it has volume. Yeah, it worked this week.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened last week?
I don't know. That was fucking weird.
So, all right, bud. Awesome show.
Alrighty. Indeed.
Great job as always.
Likewise.
Well,
where's the OBS? There we go.
My ramblings.
Well,
So,
our ramblings.
yes, our rambling. So thanks to everyone who stopped by. To the two Erics.
Real life like.
Yeah, real life likes.
And if you're watching it later, make sure you click that thumbs up down there.
Was by my dick. Yeah, it'll be by my dick. And then the subscribe button and the bell are going to be by his dick.
Right down there.
Right, yeah, about there-ish. Something like that. And if you know who we are, we have that party on Saturday. So get in contact with us.
Party.
We're trying to figure out how much beer we got to buy yet. So
Got to account for
alcoholism, yes.
yeah,
Yeah. So
the alcohol census.
Yeah,
How many beers are you planning on drinking?
all right, we gotta hurry up because I gotta pack this board up. Yeah,
All
I gotta
right,
take like half the studio home with me.
Yeah, and then you got to bring it back.
Fuck my life. All right, guys, later.
Peace.
Oh yeah, Facebook, SoundCloud, Twitter, Instagram, all that garbage. Yeah, all that good. Yeah, he's got it somewhere.
There we go. I'll
There it is.
swap her over real quick.
Yeah, all that
Yeah.
stuff right there.
Yeah, there's them addresses for you.
Not that anyone talks to us. Please talk to us. We're lonely.
Why don't you like me?
Please like us. All right, guys.
Later.
Next week. Bye.